half. Joining us now, Gil Luria from D.A. Davidson and Rishi Jaluria from RBC Capital Markets. Welcome, guys. Gil, how much of a disappointment is this Microsoft cloud growth, the Azure growth number, or do we need to really listen in on the guide here on the call in some color?
Well, the guide's going to be extraordinarily important, but let's go back to where we came from. A little more than a year ago, Microsoft was just plodding along. AI came in, and they had accelerated growth ever since, and they tied that acceleration to AI. But last quarter, they accelerated beyond AI. So coming in today with decelerating growth and more contribution from AI means that their cloud revenue is decelerating. The fact that they came in line with the rest of the businesses means that that growth has stopped getting that momentum that they got from AI over the last 12 to 18 months. So that's the reaction today. And then there's a reaction to the very high CapEx number, the CapEx number that's up way more than 50% year over year. And so to your point, guidance is going to be extraordinarily important because we're going to learn if the company intends to increase CapEx even more as its revenue decelerates and the CapEx creates margin pressure. So really going to be focused on guidance.
Okay, Rishi, might we be heading into a version of what investors have gotten used to with Amazon's retail business? These investment phases that can be capital intensive here and maybe a rationalizing of AI expectations, or too soon?
No, I think that's exactly right. Look, I think investors do need to rationalize their expectations around AI contribution. Microsoft, I think, is in a league of their own. If we do the math around that 8% Azure AI contribution, it is a very, very impressive number. And remember, Microsoft is capacity constrained. They told us that last quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if they talked about that this quarter. I think the Oracle deal was evidence of that. But I do think we could see an air pocket where just the CapEx is going to ramp up faster than the revenue will follow. Our own CapEx estimates for FY25 are actually $5 billion ahead of where the street is. I think it's going to take time to play out. But look, Microsoft has had experience doing this CapEx build out with the original build out of Azure, doing this with Xbox, doing this with the cloud transition with Office. I think in Satya, we have faith.
Gil, how much do we read through to the other cloud players? I mean, we already heard from Google last week. We get Amazon later this week. This idea that cloud revenue is decelerating at Microsoft when they do seem to be the leader here in AI compute. I guess what does it do to set the stage when you have so many other names moving lower in sympathy today? How much read-through is there really?
Well, so Google accelerated their cloud growth. So that's part of the ding here on Microsoft is that at the same time, their growth decelerated, which means it's really a toss-up for Amazon next week or on Thursday. Because with Amazon, we're expecting acceleration. So did they accelerate like Google or did they decelerate like Microsoft? Since Microsoft, to Rishi's point, Rishi makes a great point. Microsoft has a huge lead in AI. Nobody has 8 points of contribution in their cloud business from AI like Microsoft. But they started that acceleration earlier. So the fact that Google is still accelerating probably has more to do with what to expect from AWS than this result from Azure. Eventually, they're all going to have to revert to the mean in terms of growth. And let's not forget, the AI growth is not the highest quality growth within cloud. Really, all Microsoft's doing is rent a GPU. They're buying it from NVIDIA because they have access to it, and they're turning around and making their customers pay 3 years in advance to rent out the capacity on a GPU to train their own models. What was higher quality before is that it dragged all this great other revenue from Microsoft, and that's where we need to be focused on. For Amazon, they're far earlier in the journey, so that AI growth is probably still pulling other AWS growth, and we're going to see more of that on Thursday.